At 82, I thought I'd finally found the quiet peace folks always talk about. A slower pace, familiar routines, maybe even a little more time to just be. But life doesn't always turn out the way we imagine. Sometimes the choices we make for comfort come with a cost we never saw coming. When I moved into a nursing home, I believed I was doing the right thing. My family wanted what was best. They promised safety, care, even company. And at first I believed them. But what I discovered behind those quiet hallways and polished floors was something no one warned me about. It wasn't just a change of address. It was a change of life. Now, if you or someone close to you is thinking about taking this step, please stay with me. I want to share 6 truths I wish someone had told me. Not to scare you, but to prepare you. Because sometimes the hardest lessons come wrapped in good intentions. And once you step inside those doors, getting back out isn't always as easy as you think. Let's talk, just you and me, from one heart to another. Number 1, loss of autonomy. Your life now on their schedule. I still remember that first morning. The sun peeked through curtains I didn't recognize, and for a moment I forgot where I was. I reached for my book, the one that always sat on my nightstand at home. But it wasn't there. Neither was the soft smell of my morning coffee, or the slow, comforting whistle of my old kettle in the kitchen. Instead, I heard footsteps in the hallway, and a voice calling out, "Breakfast is at 7:30. Whether I was hungry or not. And just like that, it hit me. I wasn't waking up in my life anymore. I was waking up in someone else's schedule. In a nursing home, everything runs on a routine, but not yours. You eat when the kitchen says, you sleep when the lights go out. Even taking a simple walk outside, you might have to wait for someone, if they have time. The smallest things, choosing your own clothes, picking what you feel like eating, or just sitting quietly with your thoughts, start to feel like luxuries, not basic rights. And the thing is, you don't lose your independence all at once. It fades, softly, slowly. A no here, a wait there. Until one day, you stop asking altogether. You adjust. You fall in line. You become part of the routine. But in doing that, you start to lose something precious, something deeply personal. You start losing yourself. So if you're thinking about a move like this, ask yourself one simple, honest question. Are you ready to give up the quiet freedoms that make your life your own? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you ever thought possible. Number 2, feeling forgotten. Out of sight, out of mind. At first it wasn't so bad. My daughter came every Sunday. Always with a smile, sometimes with a casserole. The grandkids stopped by on Saturdays. They filled the room with laughter, stories, and the kind of joy that makes your heart feel young again. In those early weeks, the walls didn't seem so bare. The days had a rhythm, visits to look forward to, hugs to hold on to. But then, life happened. School, work, deadlines, schedules. They got busy, as people do. And suddenly, Sundays became phone calls. Saturdays became silence. Holidays? Well, they used to be noisy and full. Now they were just dates on a calendar that came and went, quietly. Here's what they don't tell you. It's not that people stop loving you. It's just that when you're no longer in their daily life, you slowly slip out of their daily thoughts. I started noticing it everywhere, people staring at the front door, hoping this would be the day someone came through it just for them. Hope can be a beautiful thing, but it can also break your heart, a little more each time. One night, I picked up my phone, thought about calling my son, just to hear his voice. But I put it down. I didn't want to sound needy, didn't want to be the reminder that I was still here, waiting. So I sat there, quietly. And that silence, it felt heavier than anything else. If you're thinking about moving into a nursing home, please ask yourself, Are you prepared for the kind of loneliness that comes not from being alone, but from being forgotten? Because love can still live in people's hearts, but if it doesn't show up in their presence, you start to wonder if you ever really mattered. Number 3. Loss of purpose in life when there's nothing left to do. Before I moved into the nursing home, my life wasn't exciting, but it was mine. I had little routines. I watered the plants every morning, brewed my coffee just the way I liked it, and swept the porch while listening to the birds. Nothing fancy, but those small acts gave my day a rhythm and gave me a reason to get out of bed. Then I moved in, and just like that, those rituals disappeared. Meals were brought to my table. Laundry was done without me lifting a finger. The floor swept by someone else. At first I told myself, well, maybe it's nice to rest for once. No more chores, no more to-do lists, just time to relax. But after a while, that time started to feel like something else. It didn't feel like rest, it felt like waiting. Waiting for lunch, waiting for the nurse, waiting for the day to end. I met a man named Ethan. He was a carpenter for over 50 years. He used to build furniture, fix things, stay busy with his hands. But now, his hands just rested in his lap. Still, quiet. One afternoon, he looked at me and said, "I feel useless." And I understood. Because when you have nothing to take care of, nothing to create, nothing to look forward to, you start to fade a little. Your spirit slows down, even before your body does. Life begins to feel like something you're just passing through, instead of something you're part of. So before you make this move, ask yourself honestly, what gives you purpose? Is it gardening, cooking, helping your neighbors, fixing things, teaching, caring for something or someone? And if you step into a place where all of that is done for you, can you bring that sense of purpose with you? Or will it be left behind, like a worn-out coat you no longer get to wear? Because when there's nothing left to do, you start to wonder why you're still here. Number 4. Health deteriorates rapidly. Ease comes at a cost. Before I moved into the nursing home, I wasn't running marathons, but I moved. I made my own breakfast, drove myself to the grocery store, did a few stretches in the morning, and took short walks around the block just to keep the blood flowing. It wasn't much, but it kept me going. Then I moved in, and suddenly, I didn't have to do those things anymore. Meals delivered right to the table. Need something? Just press a button and wait. No need to bend, lift, or walk too far. Everything was designed to be easy, and at first that sounded nice. Who wouldn't want a little break? But here's what I didn't realize. The less you move, the less you're able to. My legs stiffened. My balance got worse. Even standing up from a chair became a challenge. I started feeling tired all the time, not from doing too much, but from doing too little. And I saw it happening to others too. People who walked in proudly on their own 2 feet, suddenly using walkers, then wheelchairs, then barely leaving their rooms at all. My neighbor Lena, an 81-year-old with more energy than most 60-year-olds, used to walk laps around the hallway every morning. She'd smile and say, "I'm not slowing down just because of a number," but a few months in, she wasn't walking anymore. She needed help getting dressed. She needed help getting up. One day, she looked at me and said, "I don't know when it happened, but I feel like I aged 10 years in 3 months." And the truth is, she had. Comfort is a beautiful thing, but too much of it, when it replaces movement, challenge, effort, can slowly take your strength away. And once it's gone, getting it back, that's a mountain most people don't climb twice. So before you make this move, ask yourself, will you have the motivation to keep moving when everything around you is designed to make you stop? Because staying strong takes effort, and effort is a choice, even when no one is asking you to make it anymore. Number 5. Loss of privacy and dignity. Your space is no longer yours. At home, I had a door I could close, not to shut people out, but to protect a little space that was just for me. I could sit in silence, let my thoughts wander, take my time getting dressed, or simply enjoy a quiet moment without interruption. I was me. Not a number, not a patient, just a person living life in my own way. But in the nursing home, privacy is a rare thing. Staff come in and out, sometimes without knocking. Room checks are routine. Personal space, limited. And time alone, often interrupted. Even the bathroom, something so basic, can require waiting for assistance. You might press a button and wait, 5 minutes, 10, longer. Not because anyone's trying to be unkind. They're busy. They're doing their best. But still, having to wait for someone to help you use the bathroom, it chips away at something inside. I was fortunate. I had a kind roommate. We got along, respected each other's space, but I've seen what it's like when that's not the case. Some roommates shout in their sleep, some wander, some forget which bed is theirs, and there's no door you can close to make it all go away. No retreat, no real escape. I learned something important in those moments. Dignity isn't just about how people treat you. It's about being able to make your own choices, to control your space, to live at your own pace, without always needing permission. And in a nursing home, even when folks mean well, that control slowly fades. You get used to people walking in while you're undressed. You get used to sharing space that doesn't really feel like yours. But that doesn't mean it gets easier. Because every time it happens, you feel just a little less like you. So ask yourself, are you ready to give up the privacy you've had all your life, in exchange for being taken care of on someone else's terms? Because once it's gone, you'll feel it. Not all at once, but in the small, quiet ways that wear you down. Number 6. The difficulty of leaving, not just a visit. When I first moved in, I told myself it was temporary, just a trial, a chance to see how it felt. If it didn't work out, I'd go back home. Simple, right? But going back wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. My house had been sitting empty, dust settling on memories. The porch I used to sweep every morning, overgrown. My furniture, some of it had been sold. My kids said they were helping. They meant well. But still, it stung. Even the kitchen felt foreign. The stairs I used to climb without thinking now looked steep and risky. And the hardest part? I wasn't the same person anymore. Months of ease had softened me. Physically, mentally. I wasn't as sharp. I wasn't as steady. The independence I once had, the quiet confidence that I could take care of myself, had started to fade. Nursing homes are built for comfort, but sometimes that comfort can cost you your strength. And when you stop doing things for yourself, you start to forget that you can. I wasn't the only one. I met others who said the same thing. I'll just stay a few months, then go home. But time slips by. Bills add up, your body changes. And one day, you look around and realize you're not a guest anymore. You've moved in. And that dream of leaving, it fades. Not because you don't want it, but because getting out becomes harder than staying in. So if you're thinking about this move, if it's being called temporary, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what happens if going back isn't so easy? Are you ready for that? Because the truth is, in places like this, temporary often turns into forever without you even noticing. I don't regret growing older, but I do regret believing that moving into a nursing home was my only option. For some, it's the right choice. For others, it's the beginning of quietly letting go of the life they still had. So before you decide, pause and ask yourself, is this truly what's best? Or just what seems easiest right now? Because your routines, your space, your freedom, those aren't small things. They are the pieces that make life feel like yours. If you still have the chance to hold on to them, hold tight. Explore every option. Ask for help at home. Lean on community. But don't surrender your independence before you must. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of this message spoke to your heart? Have you or someone you love faced this decision? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going, because your story might help someone else find their strength. If you found value here, please like, share, and subscribe, and remember, this channel is here for you. Always. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, and keep holding on to you.